Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a rather impromptu video that I wasn't planning on filming. So I get all of my packages shipped to my parents' house just because I live in town and it's like my front porch is really close to my sidewalk. So I'm always afraid that people are gonna steal my packages. And my parents live out in the country still, so I send all my packages to them. My mom called me today and told me that she signed for a Morphe package for me. There was only one thing that I thought it could be. Ta-da! I just want to get this in the camera so you can see how ridiculously huge this package is. Like, of course she had to sign for it. That only makes sense. Okay, so when you open the palette, let me see, well, the box, I guess. This is what it looks like. Ta-da! Hopefully you guys can see it. So there is the palette right there. And there is this little video right here, which it's like probably a 2-minute video, so I don't think I'm gonna show it on here, but I will just show you how this works real quick. So you can kind of see.
I'll be honest, I don't even know how to film this video right now because I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be slightly professional, but I'm just so overwhelmed with excitement. I love you so much watching this. Like, it's honestly a little intimidating creating this video, just knowing all of the amazing people that I'm speaking to right now.
Okay, so I just thought that was so cute. So when I open the package, there's a little cord in here, which I'm assuming goes to this. Here is the palettes, and this is the little card that comes with it. Okay, so this little card is really cool. It shows all of the shades and all of the names. Now, if you guys remember, I think I showed this on my on the video, but this is the little card that came with the Morphe liquid lipsticks right here. So they came with a little card as well. So I kind of think that might just be like a Morphe thing. I do think this is really cool because you can always go back to this and see it. And sometimes there's just not enough room for the names on the actual palette. So, I mean, that makes sense. Okay, this is the palette. I am so excited because I was literally just watching her swatch video last night because she just uploaded it last night. So I was just watching the swatch video about this palette and I am so excited to use these shades. So you guys can get a really good close-up view of these shades. I am just so excited. I feel like they look so creamy and pigmented, and the ones that I've already swatched are really, really, really creamy. So I am very, very excited to try this. So basically how I want to do this video is I'm gonna probably kind of go quickly because I'm not wearing any makeup. I don't know if you can tell or not. I'm gonna try to go through relatively quickly my face makeup so that I can really focus on the eye makeup tutorial part. So I'm not gonna do a talk through for the face makeup. So I'll just show you what I'm using. So let's get started. So I'm just priming my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I am using my Morphe sponge to blend that out. You can use whatever sponge that you have. Okay, so first I'm gonna go in with my brows. I'm gonna use the Brow Gal pencil. It's the one that has the little sharpener on one side and then the little spoolie on the other. And I believe this is in number 4. It's kind of rubbed off a little bit, but this is in number 4. Okay, so I'm just going to go over that with a little bit of clear brow gel. So to start, I'm going to take my Morphe E22 brush. I'm going to take the first top shade called In Light. I just want to, okay. It's a little more shimmery than I expected. We will go with it. Okay, I just want to mattify that a little bit because I thought that was more of a matte color, but that is clearly more of a shimmer color, but it's really pretty. So I'm just gonna take my RCMA powder and kind of set my lid. And I don't know how these blend out, but I always recommend setting the eye with the RCMA powder or whatever powder that you like before going in with any eyeshadow. I'm going to use this as my transition shade in my crease. This is like a really light transition shade. I really like it. That is a really pretty transition shade. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with, which looks like is Pukey. That's hilarious. So I'm going to go in with this one with that same brush. And I don't know how pigmented these are, so I don't want to go like, I keep tapping off the excess because I'm afraid they're going to be so pigmented that like I'm not going to like it. Oh, that's really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to take the R39. I'm going to take a little bit more of that Pukey color and really focus that on the outer and inner corners. These shadows have like no fallout, like at all. Like I am not having any issues with fallout at all. So I think I'm gonna go in with the shade underneath of Pukey, which is Roxanne. Oh, this looks like a lot of pigment. Oh gosh, I'm scared. Alright, so we're just gonna focus that with that same brush. These are really, really pigmented. Okay, so I think I want to build up that warm tone look a little bit, so I am gonna go in with this shade right here, which is Jax, which is one of my favorite shades, I think, in this whole palette. All right, this is a lot of pigment because I kind of want to create a look that's the best of both worlds with that warm, smoky shimmer on top and that pop of color underneath, just so I feel like I can utilize the most out of this palette. Okay, so we're just gonna take a second to kind of use Silk Cream a little bit and blend that out, just so that I can make sure I am nice and blended and we don't have any harshness. Okay, so I'm going to darken the outer corners a little bit. I don't know, I feel like I should use like a smaller pencil brush. This shade here, which is Soda Pop, on my Morphe M507 brush. So we're just gonna put that in the outer corner. Oh, this one has a little bit of fallout. Okay, this has kind of more of a purpley undertone. This one is crazy pigmented. Like, that is a lot of pigment. Okay, so I'm gonna use my E23 brush by Morphe and just kind of blend out those edges. I feel like I need a more localized blending brush. I feel like all my brushes are dirty. I'm sorry, this eyeshadow is called Chip, my bad. I'm going to go back in with that R39 brush, and it's clean now, and I'm just gonna blend that out because I really don't want to add too much more pigmentation to this because I feel like it's plenty. Now I'm going to go in with Soda Pop right there. That looks a little like raccoon eyes right now, but we are going to blend it out. Don't be afraid. I just want that to be like really, really dark, I think. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the black color Abyss right here, which is very, very black because you can see the blackness on top of the Soda Pop shade. I think it's called, yeah, Soda Pop shade, because that is very intense. So I'm going to take my E39 brush again and blend all of this out because I feel like now that I have the colors where I want them, I can blend all of that out and get rid of those harsh lines. But I wanted a like darker, smokier look than my normal everyday. Like, I feel like I tend to stick pretty I mean, not light necessarily, but pretty warm mauves, and I don't go very dark, so I wanted to go a little bit darker for this one. So I'm gonna use my M514 brush by Morphe, and I'm just gonna go in with this shade right here, which is Hunts, and I'm just going to tap that all over the brush like that. I just want to add a little bit more warmth to the overall look. And I feel like this brush is the only brush that I feel like does that, where it doesn't apply it harshly and it does like a wash of whatever color that you're wanting. Because still at the end of the day, I want this to be like more of a warm, smoky look. Okay, I'm just going to touch that abyss on there one more time, just to really, really, really darken that. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this one, which is SBN, the Smoky But Natural one. I'm gonna put that right there on my brush. I'm just going to put that kind of all over the center. I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is called Obsess, which I really think this is gonna be one of my go-to shades for sure. And I'm gonna kind of put that on top of SBN in the same places, just because I want that SBN to pop through a little bit, but not completely. I want to almost mix those shades. This is really hard to do on my one eye. So I'm gonna go in with the Morphe R39 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of blend that out. And how I'm doing that is I feel like I'm taking the shadow, the matte shadows, and pulling them inwards to really bring that out. This is a really hard one, you can only see out of one eye. With a touch of, I really want to bring out those pinky shades, so like those warm pink undertones. So I am going to go in with a little bit of Faint, and I'm going to keep this right on the center. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit more on my finger and really press that in, because I feel like I have more control. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that out a little bit on those edges. I really, really, really want that to stay very highlighted. And then one last time, I'm gonna put Soda Pop and Abyss together and really darken that outer corner. The M149 brush by Morphe to put that on the inner corner. Okay, so this is my Sigma EO6 brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with these Lilly Lashes by Flutter, and they're a little bit dirty, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to use my Full Lips Enhancer. This one is in medium oval. I like to do this before I do my foundation. If you've seen my previous videos, I think I do it the same way every time, so.
Once again, love this woman. And she was rocking a pink and black.
Okay, so our lips are all done, which they are a little intense. I know that. I do that on purpose, so that way when I'm all done, they still have some volume to them. I'm gonna go in with the Step 1 Smoothing Primer by Makeup Forever. Okay, so to kind of stick with the Morphe theme, I'm gonna use the 06906PW. That is what it is called. So I am going to use this for my contour, as well as my Morphe M. Okay, so for blush, I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek in Chivalry, which is right here, with my Morphe E4 brush. Okay, and while I let that sit, I'm going to go in with my highlight. So this is the R36 brush by Morphe. I think I'm going to use Peach Goddess by Jeffree Star. Wow, this is the first time I've ever used this, and it is so blinding. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the M507 brush, and I'm gonna go in with this in light shade, which is the lightest shade, and it's not really a shimmer, but it definitely has like a sheen to it, and I wanna use that on the inner corner. Oh yeah. Like, it's just really, really, really light. I really like this one. Okay, and because we have a lot of like roundness to the eye, I am gonna take my E06 brush, that little teeny tiny Sigma brush, with the Morphe gel liner one more time, and place that on the inner corner, just very, very, very lightly. Not like an intense swing on the inner corner or anything, just a little baby one. I feel like I'm always really good at my right eye, and then my left eye, like, something horrible happens. Okay, so before we do the lips, I want to do the under eyes, and I want to do a pop of color. So I can't really decide what pop of color I want to do, because I really want to do this like shade here. What is this called? Jada, I think, because you know, that shade slays. So I can't decide if I should do Jada or the purple shade in Royalty. Okay. You know what, if I hate it, then we can take it off and start over. So I'm gonna go in with Royalty in the M432 brush by Morphe. Oh, I love this. Okay, so I have a Makeup Geek eyeliner in Royal, which is perfect. So I just put this on the waterline, which my camera stopped filming for that for some stupid reason, so. But all I did was put this on the waterline with some mascara, that's it. So I'm going to move on to the lips, and I feel like it's only fair to use a Morphe liquid lip today. Okay, so I think what I want to do is use a mixture of Jealousy and Virgin. So I'm gonna go in with Virgin first. This one smells like chocolate. Okay, and I'm just gonna line my lips a little bit. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in 3C. I'm just gonna do a tiny bit of Jealousy on the outer edges. Okay, I'm gonna take the Morphe Prep and Set spray to spray my face first. just to give me that nice dewy finish. By the way, this stuff smells amazing. I would wear this as a perfume. I love the smell of this stuff. I don't know what they did to it, but I really like it. So I don't know, I really like the way that it smells. So I'm gonna use my Scandinavia Final Setting Spray. This is the bridal kind, which is the most intense. This is the kind of setting spray that you need if you want to go swimming, you know, and wear your makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna go take some pictures real quick of my makeup, and then I will be back to talk about my final thoughts on this beautiful palette, because I think you probably know where my thoughts are headed, but I really like it. So I'm gonna go in depth in a few minutes. Let me be right back, okay? Okay, so my final thoughts on the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. I love it. This is for sure gonna become a staple in my collection. I am a little bit like weary. I don't think I wanna use it on clients because I really like it. And what if I hit pan on some of my favorite shades? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I am a working artist, so we'll see, but this palette is just amazing. Like, I can't stop looking at it. I am obsessed. So aside from the killer shade range, which I have to say is really impressive, I love having these pink colors, I love having these warm colors, I love all the transition shades and the pop of colors at the bottom. I know that there was a lot of drama around this, or at least last night when I watched the video. Jaclyn uploaded her swatch video of this last night, and there were so many comments, like, for one, of just like drama. Also, there was some drama about Royalty and Mocha, which are two of the shade names. And Morphe already has shadows called Royalty and Mocha, and everybody was like, aren't those probably just the same? You just pass them off as your own. Which, for one, it is amazing how many people have comments on this palette that don't have it yet. So that's all right. But I think I actually have Royalty and Mocha, so let me look and we can compare them and see if they look the same. This is Royalty by Morphe. So I will turn that around so you can see. I'm just gonna swatch Royalty here on the back of my hand. This is the Morphe version of Royalty, so you can see that. And this is, you can see me, can you see me? I'm swatching. Okay, this is Royalty by Morphe. I was in the middle of swatching when my camera cut out, and then I swatched Royalty by Jaclyn Hill, and you can see not only is the pigmentation dramatically different, this is the original Morphe shadow. Like, I like it, but it's not great. And then the Jaclyn Hill shadow is very, very intense. And then the other one that was highly disputed is Mocha. This is Mocha by Morphe. I can maybe show you the thing on the back. It's hard to see. Swatch him, which actually this one I really feel like is highly, highly pigmented for Morphe shadows. And then this is, right here, this is Mocha by Jaclyn Hill. Let me see here, we'll use this finger. It feels completely different. It looks completely different on my finger. Let me swipe that right next to it. And I'm sorry, but those are not the same shades. So I know that this was highly disputed, that since Morphe already had shades Mocha and Royalty, that they were gonna be the same in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and that's just not the case. So you can see Royalty is very, very different, and Mocha is definitely different. Mocha in the Jaclyn Hill palette is a very warm orangey undertone, and the Mocha is, for the original Morphe shade, is darker and is very cool toned. So, and that is just one woman's opinion. So, I mean, I know that this is a highly disputed thing. They might have the same names. It's not that big a deal. I feel like there's a lot of purples out there that are called Royalty. In fact, the Makeup Geek purple eyeliner that matches this perfectly is called Royal. So, I mean, that's just what a lot of purples are called. It just is what it is. And Mocha is a very, very common eyeshadow name, I feel like. But I mean, like, who doesn't want Mocha on their eyes? Like, I feel like that's such a seductive sounding name. So, okay, so I'm going to do this by row. This is on my skin, which is a little bit more pale. My hair is in my way. Then Jaclyn's, I know she just uploaded her video with her swatches, but I'm just a little bit more pale, so I would like to post them on mine. So, let's get started here. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I like can't press things with my pinky. Does that happen to you guys? All right, so again, I'm trying to be fair about this. I do 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. These are more foiled shades. So 1, 2, 3. I wish I was like Kylie Jenner who had like somebody to swatch on. I really can't press things very well with my pinky, so I don't think I'm gonna be doing my pinky because I have like no power in my pinky. Okay, where did I stop? There, okay. 2, 3. I'm kind of making a mess out of this because I'm trying to do it in a relatively quick manner. Oh, these are pretty. From left to right, we have Enlight, Beam, Silk Cream, MFEO, Faint, Sissy, Little Lady, which is one of my favorites, Creamsicle, Butter, Pooter, Pukey, Hunts, and Firework. So that is all for these swatches here. 1, 2, 3. So 1, oh my God, 2, 3. I'm just not gonna hold this up every time. It is what it is, okay? 1, 2, 3. I am barely pushing that shade, girl. I love. Okay, my camera just keeps cutting out and I think that's just gonna keep happening. All right, so from left to right, we have Queen, Obsessed, SBN, Hilster, Roxanne, Jax, Buns, Crayon Apple, I love that one, Royalty, Twerk, Hustle, Meeks, and 24/7. Okay, so from left to right, we have Chip, Mocha, Pool Party, Jada, Diva, Enchanted, Central Park, Soda Pop, and Abyss. Okay, so this is not a sponsored video. Morphe, Jaclyn, neither one of them paid me to talk about this. I received this as a PR package, and again, I am forever, forever grateful. It's amazing that Morphe wants to support people like me. I feel like that's insane because I am just this little person. I don't even have 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it's not like I'm huge, I know that, I can admit that. So it's really cool that they want to send this to people like me and not pay me. This is just my honest opinion. I do feel like these are dramatically smoother and creamier and more pigmented than the Morphe individual eyeshadows. I do feel like their palettes, like I kind of feel like their palettes have more pigmentation than the individual eyeshadows. I feel like with the individuals, it's touch and go. You can get some that are really pigmented, you can get some that are like, you know what I mean? But I kind of feel like that with any brand. I have some Anastasia single eyeshadows and some of them are super pigmented and some of them are just, I do feel like this one has much, much less fallout than any other palette that I have. I tend to think that the Morphe palettes in general don't have a lot of fallout. I find them pretty pigmented for the most part, especially like the more recent palettes, like the 3.5R, I feel like is super pigmented. So I feel like it's getting closer to like, you know, and I feel like everything's a learning process for sure. So again, I would strongly recommend this palette to anybody who likes these shades. Not everybody likes these shades. There's not a ton of cool toned shades. They tend to be more warm. I don't know if it's the palette for everybody, but I do think it's a palette for a lot of people because I feel like this is something that I could take and add to my makeup kit and use on clients and that would be okay. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I could get a lot of looks out of this for brides and for prom and all that kind of stuff. So I would strongly recommend it if those are the kinds of shades that you like. These shades are very, very, very much my favorite. So this is the kind of shades that I would buy from any brand. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be Morphe, but these are the kind of shades that I would buy from Makeup Geek and Anastasia and ColourPop and all of that. I would buy these kinds of colors from those brands. So this palette, like I swear to God, Jaclyn Hill and I just have a very similar like love for colors. So like there's certain colors that I love and she loves and it's really funny. Like I just feel like we have the same kind of like wavelength as far as color goes. So yeah, I'm super grateful for Morphe and Jaclyn Hill to even think about sending this to me. I feel like I am a nobody when it comes to Twitter. I have barely any followers. On YouTube, I have barely any subscribers. So I just feel like I'm not, like, I'm not out there that far yet. It's not like I don't think they really care that much about my opinion. So it's just really cool that they think to support somebody like me in Ohio, like of all places. You know what I mean? I feel like people don't care about makeup in Ohio. So if you don't already, you can go follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, all those places. I will put the names. I'm always either Caitlin3 or Alisha Boyer. You can find me anywhere with those numbers or name letters, whatever. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And you know, if you want the palette, it will be out on the 21st, which I believe is a Wednesday. That is next Wednesday, because today is Friday. So that will be next Wednesday on the 21st. You can use, there are discount codes that can apply. I personally don't have a discount code, which is kind of a bummer, because like I feel like all I do is talk about Morphe, you know what I mean? But go and use Jaclyn's discount code, Jack Attack, or I think Manny and James Charles and everybody, like I think Nikki Tutorials, a ton of people have discount codes, but if there's any of those people that you like and you want to support, go ahead and use their codes. If not, that's fine. This does retail for $38, which again, a lot of people complained about. I think is super, super fair as far as the price goes, and this is a nice, like, heavy duty palette. Like I don't foresee these shadows breaking inside of this palette. I feel like I could travel with this, I could take this with me places, I could be a little rough with it, and I don't think they're gonna break. So like I said, Wednesday the 21st, it is $38 and discount codes do apply. So head on over and get that palette if you want it. If not, that's cool too. You can move on to my other videos where I use different stuff. So thank you for watching, and I love you guys. I will see you in the next one.